Hello and welcome to Record Rap, the Adventist Record News Podcast. It's Thursday, June 19. I'm Juliana Muniz.
And I'm Ashley Jankiewicz.
In this week's episode, a children's series brings the story of redemption to life with puppets and animation. An Aussie Adventist earns a King's Birthday honor, and Sanitarium tops trust rankings again. But first, Ashley, can you tell us what's making headlines this week?
In May, around 30,000 women attended a Dorcas rally in the Muniz district of Zambia. The week-long event, gathering women from across 6 church entities, was reportedly the largest Dorcas rally ever held. Throughout the presentations, testimonies and worship, thousands renewed their dedication to community outreach and the mission of the World Church. The President of the Republic of Zambia, Hakainde Hichilema, also a church member, addressed the Dorcas women, encouraging them to persevere in their commitment to God and service to the community. In other news, PhD research has revealed how the air in primary school classrooms affects student learning. Temperature and carbon dioxide levels were tracked in classrooms across New Zealand, while student concentration, reasoning, and memory were measured with online games and activities. Results showed that when classrooms had fresh air, low CO2 levels, and were at a comfortable temperature, students performed better on tests than when CO2 levels were higher and the temperature too hot or cold. This research could be used by educators to create healthy learning spaces for children and guidelines around ventilation and temperature regulation within the classroom.
Now back to the South Pacific. Sanitarium has once again claimed top honors in Australia's Most Trusted Brands survey. Weet-Bix was named the country's most trusted breakfast food for the 13th year in a row. And for the first time, So Good has taken the title of most trusted plant-based milk in the survey's new dairy-free category. According to Sanitarium representatives, it's a win that reflects the strong connection Australians have with Sanitarium, nearly 100 years after Weet-Bix first launched and close to 40 years since their soy milk hit the market. Dennis Perry, a longtime member of Warunga Seventh-day Adventist Church in Sydney, has been awarded the Medal of the Order of Australia for his humanitarian work in Papua New Guinea. The King's Birthday honor recognizes Mr. Perry's decades of service to vulnerable communities through Operation Life, a charity he co-founded in 1998 to serve those in need. He said the award is a tribute to the many people he's had the privilege to serve alongside, and a reminder that anyone can make a difference.
You may not get an award in this life for your service to those less fortunate, even to your neighbour, but God has got an award awaiting for you. God has given us 2 hands, one for ourselves and one to help another person.
Efforts to reach children with little or no biblical background through media continue with the launch of a new season of The Rescue. Season 2 was launched on May 31 with a special online premiere event. Viewers had the chance to go behind the scenes, meet the creative team, and watch the first episode. The Rescue is produced for Hope Channel by Abide Family Ministries, which is led by Rob and Kimberly Huliston. The series uses a mix of puppetry, animation, and music to connect the story of redemption to real-life issues. Mrs. Huliston explains.
So the series overall is based on the Conflict of the Ages series, and it is jumping into lots of stories from the Bible which correlate with things that children are going through and families are going through, so issues that you're facing every day. So it's addressing those as well as the biblical story of the greatest rescue of all times.
The series is also intentionally designed for children with no prior church experience, using language and storytelling that anyone can understand.
My background is that I have come from working in a public school system where there's lots of children who don't know anything about God. And so the language is deliberately geared to make sense to someone who wouldn't know who Jesus is, people that don't know the language that we may use in church all the time. So it's simplified down so that it can make sense to someone who doesn't know about Jesus yet.
The Rescue began production 3 years ago and was made possible through support from the 13th Sabbath offering in late 2022. The episodes are released regularly online, helping families access the content wherever they are. Plans are also underway to translate the series into other languages. Hope Channel South Pacific Director Pastor Wayne Boehm explains why this type of content is essential for mission.
We know children are spending more time on the web. On average, some of them, the generation is looking about 6 hours on the web each day. So in putting Christian content on the web, they have access to it, and it's actually then counteracting some of the other stuff that they can access on the web as well.
To learn more about the rescue and other Abide Family Ministries resources, check the links in the description of this episode. And that wraps up this week's episode of Record Rap. Thank you for tuning in.
Don't forget to visit our website at record.adventistchurch.com and follow us on social media for more updates and stories. You can also receive news straight to your inbox by subscribing to our weekly e-newsletter.
We'll be back next week with more news from around the South Pacific Division. See you then.
This is an Adventist Media podcast.